will go on the record in the matter 25 CM10, State of Wisconsin versus Veronica Sangate. This date appears through District Attorney Kevin Schmidt in person. Ms. Sangate appears in person. Her attorney appears by video conferencing with approval of the court and with Ms. Sangate. Before we begin, Ms. Sangate, your attorney is appearing over there on your left-hand side on that big monitor. Do you see him?
Yes, I do.
Do you understand that you have the right to say, you know what, Judge, I want him to be here in person so I can have the plea in person?
Yes, I do.
Also, I'm calling 25 CF 169. So, but you're okay with him appearing by video conferencing?
I'm fine with that.
Okay. If you have any questions or concerns and you need to speak with him, let me know. And then I can send you outside to either give him a telephone call or send you to our Zoom room and put you in a confidential breakout session, okay?
Okay.
All right, so the parties have reached an agreement, but before they've reached before I'm gonna have Mr. Keene put it on the record, the court was just provided a character letter that has not been able to be scanned. So I'm going to briefly read that so Mr. Keene and Mr. Schmidt can be aware of what it says. Honorable Judge Melissa Mogan, here is a character letter on behalf of Veronica Sangate. My name is Susan Miner. I've known Veronica for over 20 years. During that time, I have consistently seen her demonstrate deep love, patience, and dedications to her family. Since the passing of Veronica's daughter, is it Evie or Evie?
Evie.
Evie.
Yep.
My daughter's Evie, and that's how you spell it too.
So, oh, okay.
It's Evie's mother, Veronica, has stepped up to provide stability, emotional support, and a nurturing environment for Evie during an incredibly difficult time. Some of my strongest memories involve seeing Veronica and her grandmother, who also passed now, and Evie spending time together fishing. They were always laughing, talking, and enjoying each other's company. It was clear how much joy those moments brought them all, and how committed Veronica has always been to making Evie feel loved and supported. On a more personal note, when I lost my own mother, I looked to Veronica for advice. She offered kindness, understanding, and guidance through the most painful time of my life. She showed me the same compassion she shows her own family every day. From everything I've witnessed, Veronica is a devoted grandmother and a genuinely caring, responsible person. She provides a loving, stable environment for Evie, and I trust her judgment and integrity without hesitation. Thank you for your time. Respectfully, Sue Miner. Dated November 14th, 2025.
That's probably when they first was going through this.
Well, it's dated even before the first charge of November 18, 2025.
Yeah.
I don't get it. I don't know.
Well, she just wrote it on my behalf.
I don't know, but that's what it says.
Yeah.
Your Honor, if I think I can help. I believe it was part of the criminal cases, but I believe there was also a placement case because of items
That's what
found.
it was for.
I think it may have been related to that, Your Honor.
Okay,
Yeah.
that sounds good. Either way, I read it. I read the date. It was just confusing.
Right,
So,
sorry.
an agreement has been reached. Mr. Keene, can you please recite the agreement for the record?
Yes, Your Honor, and I don't know if Ms. Sangate has signed the paperwork and provided it to the court itself, the plea agreement and the notice of rights. I went over that over the phone with her for around half an hour this morning, word for word. I don't know if she's had a chance to bring it up so the court has
Yes,
it.
sir.
But okay, so the agreement calls for in the felony, the possession of methamphetamine charge to be amended to the misdemeanor possession of amphetamine charge, all other counts to be dismissed and read in for DNA costs, 2 years of probation. And I know that I've sent Attorney Schmidt on July 8th the proof that Ms. Sangate had done the counseling and the screening for substance use and abuse. So I believe that Ms. Sangate has complied with the requirements of the offer. If DA Schmidt differs in that, then I don't want to speak for him.
Mr. Schmidt, please respond to Mr. Keen if something's different, and also provide me a basis as to why this is in the public interest.
It's in the public. I do find it acceptable. It's in the public interest when people go out and do treatment things on their own. It's actually better than when we order probation and expect them to do it on probation, because then they have more buy-in, they have more initiative, they're doing it of their own volition. Whenever we do treatment of anything, not just substance abuse, but mental health, which is what's involved here as well, you get better results when the patient is involved in the creation of their own plan. So for that reason, I think it's appropriate here.
And the child issue has been addressed elsewhere?
I think the child issue, the cause of it is the mental health and the substance abuse. So I view this as dealing with that. This is not something where I think, I don't know, parenting classes, these issues came from substance abuse and mental health.
All right, okay, formal motion
Your-
to amend
Your Honor?
count.
Oh, sorry.
Yes,
Sorry, I wasn't on the child case, but I believe that the child was placed in a different home. So I think that was one of the other ways of addressing it. If I'm wrong, I would ask Ms. Sangate or D. Schmidt to correct me.
No, that's right.
okay, thank you. But technically, just, I can't mention anything about any child case because it's confidential, so you can say all you want. So there you go. So formal motion to amend count 1, possession of methamphetamine, to a misdemeanor possession of amphetamine.
So made.
Granted. I have in front of me a plea questionnaire waiver of rights form, Ms. Sangate. This
Mhm.
is the document your attorney said he went over with you word for word. Is that true?
That's true.
And do you have a copy in front of you?
I do.
Okay. And did you sign that second page?
Yes, I have.
You're pleading guilty to 1 count of possession of amphetamine. You're 59 years old. Do you have a high school diploma?
No, I don't.
Do you have an HSED or anything?
No, but I tried to get one.
And you
And
can read, write, you understand the English language?
yes, I can.
Did your attorney go over with you the charges that you face as well as the maximum penalties?
Yes, it has.
And are you currently receiving mental illness or treatment for a mental illness or disorder outside of AODA?
No,
Have you had any alcohol, medications, or drugs within the last 24 hours?
no.
Because you're charged with crimes, you are entitled to constitutional rights. Each of those rights is listed on the first page of that plea questionnaire right there in front of you. Each of the boxes is checked. That tells me that your attorney went over those rights with you and that you understand them. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Do you need me to go over those rights with you in any more detail?
No, no thanks.
Do you understand that by pleading guilty, you're waiving and giving up those rights?
Yes, I do.
Do you understand that here the state would have to prove on or around November 18, 2025, you possessed a substance, the substance was a controlled substance in an amphetamine classification, and you knew or believed that substance was a controlled substance in an amphetamine classification? Do you understand what the state would have to prove?
Yes,
Do you understand the maximum possible penalty could be a fine of up to $5,000 or imprisonment of up to 1 year in the county jail, or both?
yes, I do.
Do you understand that there's an agreement that's been reached for the court to, a recommendation for the court to place you on probation? Do you understand I'm not bound to follow that?
Yes, I do understand that.
I could sentence you all the way up to the maximum possible penalty if I thought it was warranted.
Yes,
Do you still wish to proceed and enter a guilty plea?
yes, I do.
Did you go over that criminal complaint with your attorney, in particular, the section that's called the probable cause section, where it basically says what happened that day and why you were charged with crimes?
Yeah, yeah,
For the most part, are those facts accurate?
yeah,
Are you admitting here today you in fact did possess a substance in an amphetamine classification?
yes,
Are you pleading guilty because you are guilty?
yes,
Mr. Keen, may the court use the probable cause section of the criminal complaint to find a factual basis?
Yes, Your Honor.
Has anyone made any threats or any promises to you for you to plead guilty today?
no,
You're doing so freely and intelligently. That means you are telling the court you fully understand what you're doing
yes,
and voluntarily.
yes,
Has your attorney represented you competently?
yes.
Has he
yes,
answered all of your questions?
Yes,
Has he looked at these matters thoroughly?
yes,
Has he discussed with you a potential for any legal defenses or a lack of defenses?
yes,
Has he discussed the evidence and discovery with you?
yes,
Are you waiving a jury trial and entering a plea because it is your choice?
yes,
Are you satisfied with your attorney's services?
Yes, I am.
Any questions for the court or your attorney before I proceed?
No, but I would like to
You'll get to
speak.
say something.
Okay,
Okay. As to count one, amended count, possession of amphetamine, a U misdemeanor, how do you wish to plead?
guilty.
Court will find your plea of guilt is done knowingly, intelligently, and voluntarily. I'm going to find that you understand your constitutional rights and what it means to waive and give up those rights. I'm going to find a factual basis to accept your plea of guilt. Based on that, I will find you guilty of the amended count 1, counts 2 through 4, and the other matter will be dismissed and read in for purposes of sentencing. A judgment of conviction will be entered today. Argument and sentencing recommendation, Mr. Schmidt.
Thank you. This is a drug case. Drugs, when you get addicted to them and start using them, affect all aspects of your life, even if you have insight on it or not. So to that end, what we've accomplished today with this plea agreement is the best way of dealing with what the core issue is, which is we really want to see people voluntarily, without DOC over their shoulder, without the court ordering it, doing these things beforehand. And I think that goes a long way here and why the court should follow the agreement. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Keen.
Yes, Your Honor. I know when we're looking at the sentencing factors, you look at probation first, unless a jail is necessary to avoid undermining the seriousness of the offense. I think the only aggravating thing in this case was the presence of a minor child in the home. That was remedied through a different case. So I think the court should look at. However, I do want to note a couple things, and then Ms. Sangate will discuss them in her right of allocution. Is usually when I've had these cases where a client, does the treatment ahead of time and gets the benefit of an amendment to a misdemeanor to avoid the collateral consequences of a felony. Usually the client has only, and again, people are in different places. Usually a client to get that has taken care of things for their own needs. However, Ms. Sangate, and she'll talk about that in her own words, because they're better than anything I would say. She's actually also worked to help others with as a support for the mental health issues and other things that led her to that path. And she has also regained employment. And I know that's useful because, when you're active in a community, it makes you less likely to relapse. And also, frankly, I know we had some communication issues. That's why I had to email the paperwork to the clerk and then never sign it. It provides her, more regaining employment provides some more financial freedom, so that will probably help with mood and other things. And also, the more integrated you are in a community, the less likely you are to relapse and fall back into those things. So I think the court should accept the agreement, not just because it's a fairly standard practice, but because Ms. Sangate has actually gone above and beyond what's required for it. And she's actually, worked to support others during this time as a means of therapy for herself as well. So, and would leave that to Ms. Sangate to explain to the court. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Anything you want to say?
Yes, I would, Your Honor.
You have the floor.
Okay. Can I just sit?
Yes.
Okay. Your Honor, I'd just like to say that I know you don't really know me, but from what you read in my criminal record, but people do change, and it's one thing to say that I have done a lot in my lifetime and that wasn't right, but I have come to terms with myself that I had to pay back, so I do a lot of volunteering, and that's with my community and outside my community sometimes, but I got behind and I went and with my granddaughter, I had my granddaughter. I did a lot and I got overwhelmed, and that's how I fell back. And I mean, I wasn't looking at myself, taking care of myself. And so when I volunteered, I just made other people more important, and that's my downfall because I can't say no sometimes, and it's hard for me when I should, well, anyway, I took a look at myself, and after all this happened, I figured out that I had to do for myself for once. And I went and got into counseling, and I really am getting a lot from it. And it has to do with grief because of the fact that AODA and grief go together for me. And I didn't let go of a lot of things that I should have, and it got in the way. So right now I'm dealing with that, and I'm getting, the counseling is really doing good for me. So I'd like to just say that I did get employment, and one of my old bosses where I worked called me and asked me if I could, work again for her. And I took the job. It's a on-call job, and it's housekeeping for a hotel, and it's great work. And so with that, I'm just saying, oh, and I got my granddaughter for the summer. So that's really good. I'm really happy about that. But things are going a little better today, and I just would like to say that, I'm doing a lot better.
Okay, well, I'm so glad to hear that, Ms. Sangate.
Mhm,
And I do believe people can change.
mhm,
I do. And you're right. I don't know you very well. You're not here,
yeah.
which I love and enjoy you not being here, at least in that seat. I'm very glad to hear of all the progress and the improvements that you're making in your life, because it's very important, not only for you, but for your granddaughter. She needs you very
Mhm,
much. She needs you to be present. She needs you to be focused, and she needs you to be sober.
yes.
And so I'm glad to hear that you're doing those things. I want to know, and I want you to promise you're going to say no a lot more. You
Yes.
do not have to do things. You do not have to overextend yourself. You do not have to empty your cup to do things for others,
Right.
because that was the issue. Your cup was
Mhm.
empty. You weren't refilling it. You weren't taking the time for you. You weren't doing things to make you feel better. And then you relapsed to methamphetamine.
Yeah.
You look like a beautiful, intelligent lady.
Thank you.
I don't understand it. I mean, I see it every day, but I just don't understand the pull to methamphetamine.
Yeah, it's hard.
And so I can say I understand it and I can feel it, but I don't actually personally
Yeah.
know. But I'm glad that you are being strong. I'm glad that you are taking control of your life. I don't think the community is going to be harmed with putting you on probation, because you're doing the things that we would require you to do. And you did them without being forced and told to
Mhm.
do them. So probation is appropriate. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to do 1 year of probation. I think that you can get everything situated and figured out in a year.
Yeah.
So I think that's great. Sometimes probation, having it too long, can actually make things worse, because if you've already gotten your life under control and you still have probation for another year, then, that can actually hinder you or be
Yeah.
another hiccup. Because if you're going to relapse or you're going to commit a crime again, chances are most likely you're going to do it within a year. And then you will either be revoked or
Mhm.
and get additional charges or all of those things. So 1 year of probation, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to do an imposed but stayed sentence. That means that if you are revoked off of probation, you don't come to me and argue and say, please sentence me to this or please sentence me to that. You will immediately go serve your time. Okay.
Okay.
And then so you won't be questioning, okay, how long am I going to get? What am I going to do?
Yeah.
You will know exactly what your sentence would be if you're revoked.
Okay.
So hopefully that's enough of a stick over your head to go, I'm not going to mess around. I'm going to do what I need to do, control my own life. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, in a case like this, it's not the maximum possible penalty matter. This never would have been a prison case anyway. It's not even a year in jail type of case. So in looking at all the facts and everything that I have in black and white and hearing the arguments from each of the sides, what I'm going to do is I'm going to sentence you to 4 months of jail. Okay, 4 months of jail if you are revoked.
Okay.
So you know what it's going to be.
Right.
And so if you want to if that doesn't scare you,
No.
then you're just gonna do what you wanna do. If
No.
it scares you enough to keep you straight, then, you know, if that's one more thing that's helping you to stay on that good path, then that's what it is. But at least you know what the punishment will be. You have 20 days to appeal. Should you fail to appeal within 20 days, you do lose that right. I do need your DNA. You're going to need to provide that to the jail.
Okay.
You have the right to request it be expunged through a written letter to the Department of Justice, not to me, to the Department of Justice. Okay, it's easy to do. Google or ask Mr. Keen.
Okay.
On probation, you have conditions that you're going to have to meet.
Mhm.
Absolute sobriety,
Mhm.
no use or possession of any illegal drugs, substances, or paraphernalia.
Right.
No bars, taverns, or liquor stores or casinos unless it's for employment purposes only. No establishments that have the primary purpose for the sale or service of alcohol.
Okay.
You can't go to a beer tent. You can't go, you know, places that are,
Just stay away from it all.
stay away.
Okay, I can do that.
Regular testing. Trying to think of if there's anything else that I should order or think of a condition. Just follow the recommendations of your Department of Corrections agent and any programming that they see is necessary, okay?
Okay,
I'm proud of you. You look
Thank you.
great. You look like you're feeling great.
I am.
How long have you been sober?
Oh, I mean, I'd have to say by November, right after all this happened, I used once and it's, got to me, and that's why I stepped up and did what I had to do for myself, so it's been a while.
So it's been a while.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you a little hint
Mhm,
of information that I've learned,
mhm.
that when individuals know either the date of their
Yeah.
sobriety or, close to, and they can say from, March,
Yeah.
whatever,
Yeah,
then it gives them a more solid base.
yeah,
And they can say 183 days sober or November 14th, 2025. Because then they have that date to continue to look forward to,
right.
because one more year is a celebration.
It is.
Another year is a celebration, and it's just like a birthday or an anniversary.
Yeah.
It is. And so it's that important.
Yeah.
So that's just my
Yeah, I know.
thoughts to
We
you.
talked about that in counseling, so.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad.
Yeah.
See, I'm that way, huh? What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna assess $500 in fines and fees. You already have that paid. You're good to go. You don't have to worry about that. You do need to report to probation immediately,
Okay.
okay?
I can
And
do that.
so that means right when we're done, you go give your DNA and then you head right over to probation,
Okay,
all right?
all right.
I think I said 20 days to appeal. Am I missing anything?
No.
Mr.
Your
King?
Honor, just because I mentioned, because I'm going to inactive status on July 30th of my license. I informed Ms. Songate during our meeting earlier that if she wishes to appeal, on or after July 30th, instead of contacting me, because I wouldn't be able to file anything for, that she would need to contact the local public defender's office just to make sure her rights are protected.
All right, good to know. So you know that if you want to
Yep.
appeal, then you just have to do that route, okay?
Okay,
All right,
hey, thank you.
good luck.
Yep,
Continue
and thank
on
you.
your journey in a positive way. All right, thank you, Ms. Kirsch. I will see you at 1 o'clock.
I don't think I'm
I
your
gotta give you this.
afternoon